have the audio going?
Excellent. Yeah. All right. Welcome back, everybody, overdriving.com. We are here with our most gracious host this afternoon, Mr. Dave LaRue. Dave, hello. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, no worries.
I'm going to warm up while we do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get so little time to play my axe during the day, so I'm going to take advantage of it while
Excellent. Now, did you hear that? All the bass players, warming up before playing.
Oh yeah, I always try to play at least 45 minutes before the gig starts, and especially on days when I don't get to touch my instrument at all before the show. So yeah, I got to get here, and I have a little chord Pandora that I use. Has a drum machine built in. Put the headphones on, get in the room, and just start working. The tempo's up as I go.
Excellent.
It's great. Yeah, it's a great little device. So.
Well, while we're on that topic really quickly, I know we're going to talk about some of the great gear you've got and other road stories and that. With warm-up techniques and stuff like that, do you have any favorite warm-ups as far as like running scales or a lot of chromatic?
Well, there's a bunch of stuff I do. I mean, after a certain point, I'll just start playing. But let me show you a couple things that I do. You can actually find this on my video.
That's
shameless
right.
product.
No, all of them.
The first thing I play almost every day is called the spider exercise. Very simple, non-musical thing, so I don't have to think about it. It's also great if I'm in the dressing room and somebody's talking to me, I can play this and not worry about it. Like I can do this now as we're talking and filming and still be like working out all my fingers. And it's very simple. I just run 1, 2, 3, 4 with the left hand, and I'm moving up a fret and a string at a time. And it's a very comfortable exercise. It kind of just loosens my hands up and gets a little coordination going between the right and the left hand. After that, it gets a little more complicated. I'll start running modal patterns and stuff. If I'm not actually playing music, if I'm just looking for something in an exercise kind of mode to do, I run into that, start doing arpeggios and those kinds of things. And I also will usually pull out a couple slap things just to get this part loose, because there's a few. So I'll do a couple paradiddle kind of things, maybe like 2 groups of 3 and a group of 2. So it goes. And I kind of know where my threshold is, like what tempo I need to be comfortable at to be ready to play the gig. So I kind of start working my way up, and I have to get to, like, chord note at 134 to know that I'm ready. So.
Excellent. And while we're warming up here, this instrument you're warming up on, that's a mighty fine looking
The Music Man bongo, yes, and this is the obviously used road weary bongo. It's got a few nicks and scrapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's seen some miles, but that's because this is my baby. This thing plays so well. And I have a couple other bongos, a couple that are really nice instruments, but I always gravitate back to this one and just love the way it plays and sounds. So it's still with me, still number 1 at this point. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm also using a 5-string bongo on the Satriani tour this time too, but only for one song. We rehearsed, and there was a bunch of material that I was playing the 5-string on, but when he got his set together, only one tune was left, and it was the very first song of the night, and I played 5-string on one song. Get rid of it.
Back to
See ya.
Cool. So why don't we run through what you're using, and if you can run us through what you're using.
The ground control will kind of tell us what we're doing. Everything's lined up here. This is a great unit. The basic thing I'm running is the SVT4 Pro. That's my main preamp amplifier system after the bongo.
And with that hit, you've been using that for a while now?
Oh yeah, a couple years.
Roadworthy?
Totally. It's never gone down. I have 2. We can go. I can go over the rack. As you can see, there's my number 1, and there's this guy down here, which is for when number 1 goes down. That guy's never been turned on.
There you go.
So I'm pretty happy about that. I've never had to do that.
Very cool.
So that's my idea of a good amplifier. I mean, there's some other brands and some other artists I know who've had a lot of problems with that, where they're sending their amps back and carrying 4 of them on the road.
Yeah.
Like it's a little prohibitive weight-wise and cost. Well, you saw the ground control. What that does is take things in and out of loops, so that I'm not actually going through all these crappy little pedals as if I'm not using them. They're taken out of line. So, and here's the unit that wires everything. I kind of run, well, let me see, I use a Robert Keeley compressor, which is a little stomp box that brings some lines out. It's kind of cool. I have a Boss Auto Wah, and I'm using this really cool octaver. Let me show you that real quick. That Ampeg came out with. It's actually in the SVT5, but then they made a stomp box out of it.
That track's really great.
Yeah, track's great. It's really big. I finally got rid of my other manufacturer's pedal and went to this one. Sounds good.
Which shall not remain an OC2.
If I'm not going to use something, I don't want to. No, I didn't say that. So there's that. And then for my modulation and reverb and delays, I'm using the M1, the TC Electronic M1 and the Eventide Eclipse.
Cool.
Oh, and a Billy Sheehan preamp for distortion. All this stuff is in the loop station.
Cool.
The wet effects come back through the mixer. So they're running at 100% wet, kind of like I'm in a recording studio. That's Dave, and that's my kind of unadulterated bass signal, always pure. And then I add reverb or chorus or delay with those.
Cool.
And again, with the loop thingamajigger, if they're not being used, they're out of line. So they're not making noise and just humming and stuff. Right, exactly. Yeah, it's great. It's it's amazingly quiet. I'm running 1200 watt power amp, and everybody's like, "Is it on?" And I was like, "Yeah." So that's the rundown on that. But let me give the guys the stage. There's actually two bands that want the stage, and we'll move upstairs. Thank you.